with another.
I'm Yasmin, and I'm Alexi Cohan. We begin.
Ariel with a three. Yes! Ariel Ward knocks it down at the buzzer.
Teams from across the nation say as temperatures rise.
Shot on net. In for Alyssa Balboni. East Long Meadow is your Western Mass champions.
Intercepts the pass. And throws it down.
The rush quarterback is going to be intercepted all the way for an East Long Meadow touchdown. Piling kick into the goal.
It was a small, hopeful operation. We, had a few kids involved. There was a Wednesday night class, production class, that met for a couple hours every Wednesday night. We taped Board of Selectmen meetings and school committee meetings and put notices on the electronic bulletin board.
My first year I started, Mr. Mackey wasn't here yet. It was just a room full of VHS tapes, and as far as I knew, they really didn't do much for sports. And then one summer when Mr. Mackey started, they started doing a lot with sports, so I'd start doing some stuff. I started off with town meetings and Spartam and stuff like that.
The station was very active, and one of the things that I wanted to do was kind of bring it back to where it had been in its early years, where there was a lot of community involvement. They did do a lot of sports, particularly football. We taped all of Spartanum, and so it had sort of lapsed for a while, and I wanted to regain some of that energy that my predecessors had brought to it.
I started at ELCAT about 5 or 6 years ago when Don Mackey was actually looking for somebody to announce baseball games, and I'd spoken to Don and tried one out, and he liked what I did, so he had me finish out the baseball season, and then one thing led to another, and I did the football and then basketball, and now here I am on the other side helping the kids out.
I didn't even hear of ELCAT until it was my sophomore year, then this kid was doing it. And he brought me into it, and I just became so interested in it. Yeah, like you said, I was playing sports, and I'm like, Tom, what's this ELCAT thing you're doing? And he's like, oh, it's great, I'm broadcasting, and whatever, he's helping out with ELCAT. And I wanted to check it out, and I started, and I mean, from day one, I loved it, and this is something I really like doing, and I really enjoy doing.
I always loved sports, and I was never the most athletic one on the field, so coming into ELCAT and just trying to find something to still be interactive with the sports teams but not actually play, and ELCAT was a perfect spot for me as a freshman.
And Big Time Woo has a big-time moment. He's in the 1,000-point club in East Long Meadow history, the 9th overall and the 5th male to do it.
The ways that kids learn best is by doing, and ELCAT gives kids an opportunity to actually do the work that they're interested in doing down the road. We've had kids come back and tell us that their experience at ELCAT has really helped them in college land a job with their college campus TV station, maybe with their campus radio station. Some kids have told us that their exposure to ELCAT here has literally led them to their college major and eventual career.
My vision has always been that it is a way for seniors to keep up with their grandkids or their neighbor kids, and kids to see what's going on at the senior center with their grandparents, people to pay attention to town government, understand it better, maybe participate in it more. There's just many aspects to a community like East Long Meadow, and it's a tremendous opportunity for people to make all those different parts visible over the course of a week, week after week.
As a community, as a school, we try to teach kids from kindergarten up through graduating seniors that being a part of community is such a big thing. So being able to give back through something that's enjoyable, watching the sports, going to the meetings, learning about your local government, the camaraderie you get from working with other people, not only kids but adults, people who are community members. It's a win-win situation. You can't lose.
The ability to turn things around so quickly, comes with having help and having students be involved, and it's all great for the community. Our end goal is to make it a good product for the community, for parents or grandparents or fans at home, to be able to watch the kids, the games, whether it's on sports or in the newsroom, just to be a part of it. Usually
for a story, I do at least one per week for the news. I get out in the community, I make arrangements to meet with somebody who I need to interview for the story. I am usually my own camera person as well, so I get the camera and the tripod and all my equipment set up, and I'm able to interview them, ask them all the questions I need for the story, get some B-roll, get some footage that I need, and come back in the studio and turn it around, write it, voice it, edit it into package for the news, and that's also a really rewarding feeling, and I just have such a great time doing it. It's a great way to spend my time, and I can learn a lot too while getting involved in the community.
If we can continue to expand, we could have our student reporters not only from ELCAT News, but maybe reporters doing all of our sporting events, possibly covering some of even the rec sports. That would be pretty incredible.
The floor, he drives, cuts through, misses the layup, goes back up, it's gone! It is gone! The purple team has won at the buzzer!
I think this is once in a county or area opportunity that many kids do not get to have, and I'm just grateful just to have this. This is a brilliant studio, brand new, and yeah, like you said, definitely something not many kids get to experience, and it's definitely worth the experience.
Yeah, it's definitely a hidden gem in the school.
Yeah.
If you want to get into filming, interviewing people, editing of the films, it's a great resource in our building. You don't even have to leave the building. And for you to be able to go to a college interview or a job interview and say, I have experience in X, Y, and Z, editing, filming, interviewing, and someone else comes in and says, I'd like this internship, I don't have any experience, but I'd like to do this, you're going to be a leg up on them because the person already knows that you have some background, you understand what you're getting into. This is the top thing on my resume for scholarships and for college. I make sure I list it first. I included my demo reel in all of my applications. So far, I've heard back from 5 colleges, and they have all accepted me with scholarships, so it's very exciting.
If you have an interest in this stuff, being able to have experience at the high school level rather than the college level, when you get to college or beyond, you just have so much of such a big step ahead of other people who maybe are interested in broadcasting or the production or editing or whatever it is.
For me as a school counselor, the greatest thing is knowing that these kids are going off to study something that they love, and they already know they love it because they've been doing it for the 4 years they've been at high school. That's lifelong learning. That's what kids are supposed to be exposed to throughout their schooling to make more informed decisions about their future. And they've done it. So these kids know when they move on to college, this isn't new for me. I don't know if I'm going to like this. I already love this because I've been doing it for 4 years.
A lot of kids I talk to have no idea what they want to do with the rest of their life. They're going to business school because they don't really know what they want to major in or anything like that. But after ELCAT, I knew what I wanted to do with the rest of my life. I knew I've had the goal to work for ESPN after college, and that's still my goal.
I would imagine this is a great distinguisher, if you will, on the college resume, because if they've had direct hands-on experience in what is a state-of-the-art television studio, I can't imagine that students across the country would have those type of experiences as well. I'm sure there are some, but I would think that would be something that would certainly distinguish our students as they look to get into, say, a competitive communications program at one of our esteemed universities across the United States.
Whatever experiences you can have, and then when you go into job interviews or college interviews, your job is to take the experiences you have and apply them towards what the employer wants from you. So you can say, you know, it might not be directly related, but maybe you're applying for a sales position and you need to go out and talk to somebody. You can say, when I was in high school, I worked at ELCAT Studios. I interviewed athletes, I interviewed people for ELCAT. So I understand how to approach people and how to question them and make a conversation with them.
I think a lot of kids, Matt, they don't know where ELCAT is in the school. So if you just come down near the music room and then take a...
We're going to be taking a right?
Take a right.
You go all the way down.
This is TV studio.
Yeah. And you think you're walking to the superintendent's office, but before you do, you're taking a left. And it's going to say TV studio on the wall, and you're going to go right in that door, and this is the ELCAT studio, so
yeah,
it's brand new.
and just come down and join. You know, we're all welcoming here. That's basically what you did, and that's basically what I did as well. Just come down and join. There's always a spot.
I would say for anybody interested or actually not interested, not knowing whether to come into ELCAT or not, to get in here and try it out. It's absolutely awesome. The new studio that we have is incredible compared to the other one, which was one room, and now you have state-of-the-art equipment. My son goes to college for this, and just looking at the collegiate level compared to the high school level, this is similar to what they have there. You're looking at industry standards right here at ELCAT, and to have this is just an absolute a positive for any student to get involved. I'd welcome anybody to come down here, whether it's for sports or for news, and become a part of ELCAT and see if it's something you like. You may not like it, but you might. Some people it's already changed their high school career, and they're looking to make plans for college for this.
We're very open. We love having kids here. There is really not a lot of pressure. If you make a commitment, we want you to, work on keeping that commitment, but you make the commitment that you're prepared to make, and you can learn anything, you can be independent, you can set your own direction, or you can participate in, the tremendous, growth we've seen in the news operation with Beth Ward, in the sports operation with yourself, our interns Jamie, Nick, even Michaela, prior to that. So we've really opened up a lot of opportunities for kids, and anybody who does see this as something that they might think about as a career choice, this is an incredibly great opportunity for them to understand what's involved in it.
I think the kids who get into this and take ownership of it get a lot out of the experience and find themselves working here as much as they do in the classroom.
We've been doing it since sophomore year together, I think. So you build that friendship. We were already best friends coming into high school. So you build it up to behind the mic, and just doing now we do football game this year as well. So it really makes a smooth transition into the booth as we move on.
Yeah, I mean, who else could I ask to have a better broadcast with them besides this kid over here? We have such a great time. The laughs are there, and we just enjoy what we're doing. And I just think that's the #1 part about this. If you're enjoying it, then you're having a good time, and this is definitely something you should look into doing. It's
a great extracurricular activity. You get community service hours. My community service hours have been well fulfilled since I was probably at the end of freshman year, the middle of sophomore year. It's a great environment. We have a brand new studio, so you can work with real equipment. It's a fully functioning studio. The people here are great, very supportive. I made a lot of friends, and I've met a lot of mentors who are going to help me through the rest of my career, I'm sure.
The best way to get involved here at ELCAT is to contact our office at 413-525-4220, or you can speak to Mr. Mackey or myself and just ask us if you'd like to be a part of it. You can also speak with Beth Dutiel, who heads up our news department, and become affiliated in any way, whether you want to be on camera, behind the camera, part of editing, whatever it is that you want to get involved with or just have some interest in. We welcome anybody who'd like to be involved. We're good? Yeah. Ready? Yeah. Take Nick Balboni.
I don't know how to put my arms. This is weird. I'm not an interviewee. This is weird. Maybe I should say that.
You don't have to.
Take.
You have to do it when it's one camera.
Les habitants? I speak French.
All right, cool.
Is this a mini-series?
What it was like, I started Take.